Hey guys, welcome back to Gamblers Hub. Oh boy, please tell me you tailed me yesterday. I went 3-0 in the NBA and 8-1 in NCAA. I had a nice day myself, and I hope you did too. Let's do this again today, huh? All right, we're going to start off with the NBA, where we have a pretty big slate. We're going to start here with Cleveland, minus 12.5. They are 2-0 versus Detroit, and we have ourselves a nice home and away split situation where Cleveland is great at home, 16-8, and Detroit is bad. I mean, they're bad everywhere, but they're especially bad on the road, 2-19 away. So 12.5 points, yeah, it's a lot, but I think they still cover that one because Detroit is that bad, and Cleveland is a very good team, so that's a good one. Next up, we got the Clippers and the Washington Wizards. This one, I'm going to do one of my rare under-over situations. This one, we're going to go under 236.5. Too much. In the last 5 games, Washington would not have reached that number in any of them. Clippers only 2. So between the two of them, only 2 out of the last 10 games would have had an over of 236. So I think that's a pretty good one as well. Next up, Sacramento plus 1.5. I'm a big fan of Sacramento. I think they're a great team. And they've won 4 in a row, whereas Miami's lost 7 in a row. But Miami is a 1.5 point favorites because they're at home. I'm going to go ahead and take Sacramento, take a money line, take them with a 1 point just in case Miami sneaks in there with a 1 point victory. But I like Sacramento's chance in this one. Next, we got Houston. Houston, 2.5 points against New Orleans. I mean, New Orleans is the better team, but Houston is 2-0 against New Orleans this year, and they're playing at home where they are 17-8 at home. Can't be right, but it is right. They are a way better team at home. Houston's like 2 different teams this year. They're a home team and then they're a away team. I mean, 17 wins at home and 5 wins on the road. This is a very different team. So they're at home. They got some points. Let's take the points. Next up, this is just going to keep it simple. Orlando, 5.5 points for San Antonio. They're just a much better team. There's no real rhyme or reason. 5.5 points. Orlando is 6 points better than San Antonio. Same sort of thing I'm thinking with the Suns at Brooklyn. 3.5 points for the Suns. They're a better team than Brooklyn. I think they cover that one. And let's keep going down that path. Milwaukee is only 10.5 point favorites against Portland. I'm not sure why. I know Portland played them pretty well earlier in the season, but everyone appears to be healthy for Milwaukee. So I think they just smashed them in this game. That's my gut anyway. So those are just 3 good teams playing bad teams, and I like the odds. Those are 3 pretty safe ones, I feel like, and you could probably just take the money line, parlay them together, take the lines lower, something like that, if you're afraid of those bigger lines. So those are my picks for NBA today. Now let's switch it up to the NCAA, where if it wasn't for North Carolina yesterday, ooh, boy, I would have got a bag. Anyway, c'est la vie. We're going to go Northwestern versus Purdue. So Purdue obviously is one of the best teams in the country, but they're going to give up 13.5 points, and that is a lot of points. Northwestern, they're just okay. They're 15-5. That's pretty good. Most of their wins are soft wins, but still, 13.5 points is a lot of points, and they've only lost 1 time this season by more than that. So I'm tempted to raise that number up and put it in a parlay, maybe make a 20-point line for Northwestern. But I think they can cover that, and there's been a lot of close games lately. Next, we're going to kind of go the same sort of situation. Georgia versus Alabama. No, this is not football. This is basketball. But Georgia is a 6.5 point underdogs. They're both 14-6, and they're at home. So I feel like just because Alabama's got that number 24 next to them, that they're getting all those points. But I think Georgia can hang with them, maybe even steal a victory. But 6.5 points, I feel real good about that being a close game. All right, next up we got Baylor and Central Florida. Baylor has lost 3 straight games by close games. And USF has won 5 in a row. But I think that's going to switch here because Baylor is overdue. And all 3 of those Baylor games, they're either overtime or 1-possession games. And they're only 3.5 point favorites. They're clearly the better team. So I'm going to take Baylor with the 3.5 points. All right, before I continue, let's hear from Todd and what his picks are for the day.
Hey, yo, it's Todd here. It's Gamblers Hub, January 31st, Wednesday. I got 2 picks in the NBA. I like Clippers and Minnesota. Clippers minus 12, Minnesota minus 14 as a teaser. 7 and 7 points each. That would be Clippers -5, Minnesota -7. I think I'm going to go, what am I going to do here? I think I'm going to go 300 teaser. And, let's see what happens, babies.
All right, thanks, Todd. Next up for me, we are going to go with South Florida +2.5 against East Carolina. USF, 5 wins in a row and 11 out of 12. They're riding that hot streak and they're getting some points, so let's go with that one. Next up is one I really like. Richmond, only 1.5 point favorites over Fordham. Richmond's sneaky good. The Spiders, 15-5 overall and undefeated in the conference. They have a 10-game winning streak and only 1.5 points. I feel like I'm missing something here. Let me know in the comments if I am missing something. But I like that one as a central part of single bets and parlays, both small parlays and big parlays. And next up, another one I like a lot. Indiana State, 8.5 point favorites. That's kind of a lot, but they're 18-3, so I mean they got this chops, and they just played Belmont earlier this month and beat them by 30. So 8.5 points seems easily doable. All right, my last pick is Southern Miss +5.5 against Arkansas State. Yeah, Southern Miss is on the road, but they're 12-9. Arkansas State 8-13. They played just 2 weeks ago, and Southern Miss beat them outright. So you're getting 5.5 points on that one. I'm gonna take that. All right, let me know down in the comments below which picks you liked, which ones you didn't like. Maybe I didn't touch on the game that you really like. Let me know. We'll talk about it, and we'll see you tomorrow.